the fact that the last few weeks being what they were, you did get through it, 2 wins, you're back home now. Is there a relief? Is there a comfort in coming home for a game that you've been preparing for all year?
It just feels any opportunity we get to play at home in front of our fans just feels good. So, happy to, play in the big house one last time, in front of our own people.
Mr. McMahon in the back there, Aaron, go ahead.
Mike, you've been through this week a few times now. How does preparation build up to Ohio State week differ from maybe any other week in the season?
We prepare for this week every single week. With just, different periods that are sprinkled in practice. But, we've been preparing for this since the off season. We have in the weight room, what are you doing today to beat Ohio State? But, just the opportunity for it to finally be here, and be able to, go out on Saturday and showcase, what we've been preparing for, and, just playing this game means a lot.
Okay, on your right here in the front, Larry.
What makes Marvin Harrison Jr. So good, and what do you have to do as a unit to slow him down?
He has great ball skills, great speed, great size. He's your, prototype receiver. The offense, they find a great way, a bunch of different ways to get him the ball. But, for us, we just have to, lock in on, the small details, locking in our assignments. Just don't allow him to create explosive plays.
Get back to your left side, about halfway back, John, and then the gentleman on his left.
Obviously, Jim Harbaugh was a quarterback and heavily involved in the offense. Does the defensive side not feel that absence as much as the offense? And as a defensive player, what will you miss, and have you missed about when he's not there?
We focus on just listening to our position coaches and our DC. But Coach Harbaugh's presence on the sideline means a lot to the team. Not just offense, not just defense or special teams, but he's our head coach. So it would be great, if we're able to have him on the sideline. But I think just him not being there is going to give us an extra chip on the shoulder. A want to do it for him type of mindset.
JJ was just up here talking about how much it bothers him that the scandal stuff in some people's eyes invalidate the work that you guys put in. What is your perspective on that? What would you tell someone who says, oh, they just did it because they had cameras or whatever?
If I would just say, if that's what you think, then that's what you think.
And then switching gears a little bit, Blake wasn't able to play in this game last year. I'm sure he wore a brave face, but how tough do you think that was for him, and how do you think that might motivate him to play this week?
I think it definitely bothered him a bunch. Really, just knowing the team guy that Blake is. It's definitely not a good feeling when you can't participate, or you can't help your team, or just support them and give the team your all. But him having the opportunity to be back and playing in the game this year, I know he's excited. I know he can't wait to play. So.
The back left corner, Tony.
Mike, the pass breakup you had against Ohio State last year, obviously, I think one of the signature plays of this season. I wonder for you, how much did that sort of, you were having a very good season, but it feels like even this year you've taken it to another level since that play. I wonder maybe what sort of confidence has that had, and just in this game, speaking to there will be a player who makes the play. Can you just talk about just knowing that someone will be that guy?
I don't know how much that play in particular plays a factor in what I've been doing this year. I just know that day in, day out, I'm taking the coaching that I'm receiving. I'm just, along with my teammates, just finding different ways to get better, as a player, as a person, as a leader. And, just, doing anything and everything I can to help this team win.
We'll take it all the way to your right here. Gentleman standing in the back.
You talked about Marvin. The rest of the playmakers they have, they also, there's concerns there. How good, Henderson and Buka and Kate Stover, who I think you defended last year. Just, did they present problems as well, or is it just Marvin a one-man show?
Oh, no, they definitely have, a bunch of talent all across the board. And that's what Ohio State's offense is known for. A group of guys, that can make plays all across the board, like I said. And it's going to be a great opportunity, great challenge for this defense to go against a, highly rated offense that creates explosive plays, from every position group.
Okay. have time for a few more for Mikey Sainristil. Go to the back left there. Michael Cohen, go ahead.
Mike, I know 2 years ago you were on the other side of the ball, but that was a game where Ojabo and Hutchinson really caused a lot of problems. Why do you think the defense has been just as good or maybe even better statistically without, you know, the kind of top-end edge rush talent that that team had 2 years ago?
I would say, you know, our rush game, our D-line is still very good, but it's just, you know, a lot more spread out through all of them. But I would say, you know, on top of that, like, the D-line gives the DBs the opportunity to make plays by, you know, forcing pressure. The DBs give the D-line the ability to make plays by, you know, buying them more time when we're covering. But I think overall, just, you know, this defense does a great job working together and playing as a unit.
Let's stay in that same area. Ryan?
Mikey, how would you say Kyle McCord differs from C.J. Stroud?
I think, you know, C.J. Stroud is just more physically, like, you know, he's a bigger guy, taller, you know, arm talent out of this world. But, you know, Kyle McCord, a guy that's going to sit in there, read the pocket. Read the coverage, take what you give him. But, you know, both two really good quarterbacks. You know, two quarterbacks that, you know, being on the defensive side of the ball, you know, I can't wait to play against him because I know he's going to go out there and, you know, he's going to try throwing to, you know, his best guys. And, you know, we have to cover those guys. And it just, you know, leaves room for opportunities all across, you know, everywhere in the back end.
Okay, just a couple more for Mikey. We'll go back to the right side. Charlie?
Mikey, going back to the Maryland game, you know, you had 2 picks, but there were points where Maryland's passing game was really able to get going against the secondary and things like that. Are there things you're looking up as areas of concern you maybe need to clean up going into what will likely be your toughest matchup of the year?
I think every week is, you know, you go back, you watch the film, you find ways to, you know, improve. So, you know, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go back. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone's already watched the game film, excuse me. But, you know, we're going to, now that we can meet with the coaches as a unit, we're going to, you know, clean things up and, you know, just continue preparing for Saturday.
The final question for Mikey. Trainer?
How much do you think the result Saturday will solidify your legacy? And do you think it need a win to validate what you guys have accomplished these last 2 years?
This team?
Yeah, this program itself over the past 2 years.
You said a win this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
It'll mean a lot, of course, you know, to win, especially, you know, with what's going into this game, the anticipation, you know, top 4 matchup. You know, like I've said this before, like this is the Big Ten championship. This is a playoff matchup. And, you know, like just everything we've been working for, everything we've, you know, the hours, the film study, the training, everything that we've been doing all year long is exactly what's going into this game.